Alright, so the beginning of chapter 10 is going to be something that you've done pretty much every year since you were probably 12. Okay, the Pythagorean Theorem. You're going to be able to use and solve problems using the Pythagorean Theorem. So let's get right into it. This is the Pythagorean Theorem. It relates the sides of a triangle that is a right triangle, the two legs with the hypotenuse. Remember, we have leg 1 is A, leg 2 is B, and the hypotenuse, or the longest side, is C. So we take A, square it, plus B squared, and we get C squared. Okay, so we just have to figure out first and foremost which one is A, B, and C. So the easiest way to remember is the right angle points at the hypotenuse. Okay? The other two are the legs. It doesn't matter which one you pick is A and B. Okay, so let's get into it. We have a tile on the floor. It's 6 inches by 6 inches. We want to find the diagonal. So this diagonal, this is what the angle is pointing at. So this is the hypotenuse. So we know side A and B. Okay, so we plug them in, 6 and 6. We get 72. We take the square root, and we find out that it's 8.5 inches long. Okay, so this measurement right here is 8.5 inches. Okay, pretty straightforward, about as easy as when you were 12 or 11, whatever you were when you were 5th grade. Okay, we have the legs of 9 centimeters and 12 centimeters. Find the answer, the length of the hypotenuse. Okay, now this one, look what they tell us. Now they tell us the hypotenuse. Okay, so this one's set up the same way, but now we know A and C, so we plug those ones in, 5 squared and 13 squared. We work it out, we get 12. Okay, so we're dealing with the principal square root. Remember, I don't know if we've gone through this, but the word principal means the main, and this one's distance, so it has to be positive. Okay, so we're talking about positives. All right, figure this one out. We need A, we know B, we know C. Okay. All right, now we've got something called a conditional statement. If then. Okay, if one, like it says, if an animal is a horse, then it has 4 legs. Okay, this is called conditional. If, this is the hypothesis, very scientific word, then brings about the conclusion. So if the hypothesis is true, then the conclusion is true. Well, we have something called a converse. The converse of conditional switches the two. So if we switch this, it would say, if it has 4 legs, then an animal is a horse. Well, that's not always true. Sometimes the converse of a true conditional is not true. Okay? The converse of the Pythagorean Theorem. If a triangle has sides of length and, then it is a right triangle. Okay? So if something fits into the Pythagorean Theorem, then that makes it a right triangle. Well, that's actually true. So that's what they're going to ask you to do. They give you three sets of numbers, 6, 24, and 25, and they ask you, is that a right triangle? Okay? So you just plug them in, A squared, B squared, C squared, and work it out. Okay? Same thing with each one of these. You would try each one, whichever one works is the right triangle. Okay? So here is one that you can give a try, 20, 47, and 52. Obviously the longest one is always going to be C, so use that, and then plug it in and see why. Your explanation can be the work that you show out. Okay. All right. Last one. Pause it. Give these 3 a try, and I'll see you for section 2. See ya.